Well, like you couldn't go find a box, rip it open real quick, and put them on your biceps.
I think that's illegal, Connor. Just a little
It
bit.
really is. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. I ain't gonna tell nobody you said that.
Well, Nate, it's also illegal not knowing how to swim. So bring your pool floaties and let's swim with the Loch Ness. Okay, now Noah has not seen this play. And I know you have definitely heard about it, Nate, because this is something that has to be said. This is one of the topics we talk about the most on the show when it arises. And that is the safety of NFL players. That's one of Nate's biggest topics on the show. I'm going to show you a clip from the Jaguars
The
and
Jaguars
Texans game.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm going to show you a hit. I kind of want you to give me your thoughts about it, and then I'll give you some facts about it.
All right.
So this is Texans linebacker, who I hope I don't freaking butcher his name, Azeez Al-Shaair.
Yeah.
And he gave Trevor Lawrence one of the nastiest hits. Look at this. Boom. Now watch Trevor Lawrence's hand on this hit. Watch his right hand. See how it curls up? Oh, dang it! They didn't really show it.
He stepped out too.
I mean, this is obviously a penalty, and you can see because it's so obvious, everybody's getting tussled and heated and everything. Now he's suspended 3 games because of this hit. Because this hit right here, he's suspended. Do we agree with the punishment? Is this obviously we agree with the call? I'd like to say, but Nate, is there anything that you would reinforce for this, or condone or congratulate the NFL? What do you think about it, Nate?
You got to congratulate the NFL for acting so quickly. With that being said, this is a bang play, and I mean, he gave him the forearm. One of the things that's hard is that when a quarterback starts taking that course that he's going to slide, sometimes it's hard to stop your body your body momentum and whatnot. It's a tough situation. Was Shay? How do you pronounce his name? Kind of.
Azeez Al-Shaair.
Was Azeez wrong? Yes, most definitely he was wrong. But he's appealing his suspension right now because they're going to investigate. Again, you got to look at, like, if you can go back to the video. You can see that he didn't lead with the head or anything. He led with the forearm because, again, Trevor Lawrence started his slide. Now, they're going to take into consideration the moment when he started his slide. By that time, he's already launching. You see what I'm saying? He's already launching. And, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard because, look, right there, he's already launching. You know what I'm saying? And it's a tough situation because the league is going to protect the quarterbacks. Even though he was not a defenseless being, they're still going to protect the quarterback.
Oh, you can't even see. Oh, yeah, you can. I agree. You can't go to the head area at all. I know it's so difficult to stop. I just can't see this. I can't see him winning the appeal. I just can't see it at all.
He'll win the appeal. He'll win the appeal based on the fact that it will be go from 3 games to maybe 1. That's really what it's not. No, he's going to get suspended, but it's the length of the suspension where he'll win. As far as, okay, if it's 1 game, he'll win. If he has to serve the complete 3-game suspension, because you have to also look at the player. Does he have a reputation? Like, I remember, there was a guy that was in the league at the time, and we went to rival colleges. His name was Vontez Burflett.
Oh.
Yeah.
Antonio Brown.
Yeah, I went to University of Arizona, and Vontez went to ASU. Montez had a reputation dating back to when he was in college for being, I don't want to say a dirty player because I don't never want to, disrespect a player in that competitor in that manner. But he's had a reputation for doing dirty-esque plays, being over aggressive when we're trying to limit, injuries and whatnot, you know. But look at Azeez's, history. He's not a malicious player. If you had to ask, guys that he's competed against, even teammates or whatnot, you know, that mantra does not stick to him. So you have to take into consideration that the moment, again, when Trevor Lawrence started his slide and so forth. These are a lot of things that go into the whole process of whether you're going to suspend a guy or not in regards to unsportsmanlike or dirty hit like that he had just did. So that's why I say that it's literally, I love how Roger Goodell was quick to assess a suspension and quick to do something. You know what I'm saying? But there's a process, and I believe his suspension is he's going to be suspended, but it's not going to be for the length that he's originally going to be suspended for.
Well, this is why they chose 3 games, Nate. This is why they chose 3 games. Because of he has a past in the last several seasons where he has had multiple unsportsmanlike plays and conduct plays where he's been fined before. And we can say, okay, well, he's not a malicious player. We can say that he's not like perfect. That's fine.
That's fine.
But he's had a couple runnings in the past where he might have done maybe something accidentally. Now, we don't look at him and say he's a malicious player. That's not the type of person we or player we think he is. We can say that with other players, but that's not a title that has been pushed and labeled on Al-Shaair. But I'm telling you, the only reason they did the 3 games is because of his past. Now, do you think they'll be able to reduce it down to 1 game if he wins the appeal, considering the past that he's had before?
That's a good question. I think he'll be able to, based on the fact that if this is a big if he wins his appeal, and that's the main thing right there. He has to win his appeal. If he does not win his appeal, 3 games, they're going to miss him. But again, safety is so important in the league now. Head and neck injuries. Guys, you want to be able to walk away from the game, not to be forced to walk away from the game. You want to be able to walk away from the game and be able to have an enjoyable life as you get older. Connor, I have 3 children. You got 2 nephews and a niece. It's enjoying life and enjoying your partner and your spouse and enjoying the fruits of life and the beauties of life. And not being able to do that, that right there is a problem.
So
like that's why, what Dad just said 3 games is way too much for
that's
playing
what I was
football.
going to ask you.
That's why I said he's going to get a game. He's going to get a game, but it's not the game. It's the fine. How much is the fine going to be?
I don't know if they've decided that number yet.
Exactly. That's the thing right there.
I don't know if they've decided it.
Fine be?
And how much money? I mean, is this right that you lose money by not playing games in the season, Nate?
It's a game check, and a game because you get paid per game, so it's like per game check and whatnot. So if he gets fined, well, there's a caveat to this. If he gets fined, the one beautiful thing about being fined, and I hate, don't laugh at me. The one beautiful thing about being fined is you get to pick where your money goes as far as donation wise. Tax write-off. Great tax write-off.
Because you might make a certain number based on your contract, but if you don't get that full number, it's like, oh, okay, well, yeah, see, right here, 25,000. He could write off 25,000 like that, and it wouldn't be on there.
Exactly.
I just feel like 3 games is totally unfair. Like,
I mean,
I don't know. I don't think it was intentional from looking at it. And like, this is a playoff contending team right now, the Texans,
yes, this is a team.
with the
This is a
Colts
team that's
sneaking
competing.
up, could possibly take this division title from them. And in the next 3 weeks, you're playing the Dolphins, Chiefs, and Ravens. Those are 3 other, playoff contending teams. And for the NFL to just take like a important defensive starter away from this team could like have serious implications
Yes, it can.
on them contending for the playoffs. And I would just hate that if the Texans miss out because of something that was probably not even intentional.
I mean, it wasn't. I'm not. It wasn't intentional. It's just like you said, like Dad said, Connor. These guys are playing football. I mean, these guys are out there trying to
Yeah.
compete and just help their team win. And that's the thing right there. We have to take that into consideration. We got to take into consideration the notion that yes, these men are playing football. These men are playing football, and it's a volatile game. It's a volatile game. The game of football, even though there's emphasis on Mr. Goodell wanting to change it to being a more safer experience. Football is still a collision volatile sport. People are hitting and there's concussions that are going to be had. People are going to break bones and tear ligaments in their body. Yet, taking into consideration, again, he's competing. I don't see that. I don't see him being a dirty player. I think, and I don't want the Texans. You don't want the Texans to be penalized for a mistake because they're going to be missing a key defensive player. That's a leader in that locker room. That he is a leader in that locker room.
And they got a hard 3-game stretch coming up.
Yeah, they do. This 3-game stretch, what you just said, Noah.
Yeah.
Again, this can make or break them with Indianapolis, making plays right now and trying to claw like one game at a time to compete for that AFC South crown. Yeah,